Hey, good girls and fellas, praying that you're having a great day, praying that all is indeed well. I would like to welcome each and every one of you to the For the Good Girls blog. Thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate it. If this is your very first time visiting my blog, I would like to say welcome. Welcome to the For the Good Girls blog. I thank you so much for being here. So you can go ahead and explore my page. Go ahead and subscribe to my page so that you can receive all updated notifications for any upcoming blogs or for any events that I may have in the future. If you are returning back to my page, you are consistent, you are always here, or you jump in every now and again, I would like to say welcome back. Thank you so much for supporting me. Thank you so much for being there for me. And thank you so much for reading my blog. So what everybody can do right now is go ahead and subscribe to my blog, like I said, so that you can receive all updated notifications and that you can be notified of any future events that I may be having. And also you can subscribe to this YouTube page. So please do that, as well as give me a thumbs up. I will greatly appreciate it. You can also share this blog with a loved one. You can copy and paste the link into a text message. You can send it via email, but you can also follow me on my official Instagram page. That's FTG Girls. Again, that's FTG GIRLS. That is my official Instagram page. So y'all, let's just go ahead and jump right into it. As you can see today, our topic for today is make a decision. Make a decision. A lot of us are in a position in our lives where we don't know how to make a decision. We don't take the time to make the decision. So I'm going to briefly, as much as I possibly can, briefly talk to you about making a decision. I know making decisions is very challenging sometimes, especially when it entails a lot of outside people or influences, or you don't have all the tools or the resources to get it done. I know it can be challenging to make a decision, but even writing out a plan begins your decision process. And that's one thing that we have to do to start. You have to write out a plan. The word of God in Habakkuk 2:2, write the vision, make it plain. You have to write out a plan. Whatever it is that you want, whether you want to accomplish something like go to school, you want to write a book, you want to, I don't know, write your first speech, you want to write a bucket list of things that you want to do. In order for it to begin to take place, you have to write a plan. I know we live in an age where it's saying we have to manifest everything. There's nothing wrong with manifestation. However, you have to write out the plan so that you can have something written down, so that you can have something to reference, so that you can have something to go back to, something that you can check off once you get those tasks done or whatever it is that you have on your list to get done. So you have to write a plan. Making a decision starts with a plan. Once it goes from here, it goes here. Listen, get yourself one of these things called a notebook. Guys, you can get notebooks too. It don't have to be pink and white. You can get one that's all black. Get a composition book. Go Dollar Tree. Dollar Tree got tons and tons of books, but you have to put it on your laptop, put it on your tablet, your iPad, whatever it may be. You have to write out a plan to begin the decision process. This is where it all begins. It took me a while to get to this place. I used to put everything in my head. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to remember. I'm very forgetful of a lot of things. Not everything, but quite a few things. Things that are extremely important sometimes, I do forget them. So I have notebooks to write those things down. So you have to write the vision and make it plain so that you can begin your decision process. The next step of your decision process is really come up with a plan. Once you write your plan down, come up, what does that plan look like? Where do you start? Where do you begin? Sometimes some plans don't have a beginning and end. I completely understand that. However, you have to understand, you have to figure out and configure, okay, what's a priority? What's something that can wait? What goes at the top of the list? So what goes in the middle? What goes at the bottom of the list? It's just like it is when we were at elementary school, when we were learning how to write essays. It always has an introduction, a body, and a conclusion. You have to manifest it, and you have to visualize what that looks like. Once you write that plan out, once you put that plan in your book, you have to figure out how does it make sense? Sometimes you just throw in ideas. Don't overthink it. Just listen. okay, I have a plan and this is what I wanted to look like. And just throw a whole bunch of ideas. Whatever comes to mind, just put that in your plan. Put that in the planning process. Just write it down. Some of it's going to make sense. Some of it is not going to make sense at all. But once you have it all written down in one spot, then you can go through it and say, okay, that don't make sense, or that don't fit here right now. Maybe we can do that one later. I'll put that one to the side, or this may be more important. Let me put that at the top, or this can wait a little while. Let me put that, somewhat in the middle. But it's very important for you to itemize your plan. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect, because especially if you have God in your life and you allowing God to guide you, God has a plan that sometimes is, well, most of the time is the total opposite, or it has different pieces that we're missing. God's thoughts are not our thoughts. His ways are not our ways. Now, we can have God gives us a thought process. You can write them down, but it's him who ultimately helps you to figure it out and helps you to place things, what's important, what's not important. Listen, pray in the process, especially if it's something that you're not sure about. Pray in the process. Allow God to guide you throughout the process. It is very important with making the decision, especially big decisions. And when I say, and let me just pause here for 1 second. When it comes to making a decision, some things you could just make a decision like that. Like, I'm gonna decide right this second. Some things are gonna take some time, and you have to really plan out. Now, you have to plan out what that plan looks like. Now, when it comes to certain decisions, like, I don't need to be with this person, or I don't need to do that thing, or I don't need to go to that place. Sometimes you don't need a plan. You don't have to sit there and figure out, like, okay, let me see. All right, I know I ain't supposed to be going to this party, but Lord, let's consult and see. God's like, no. No. That's not how that works. You can decide that right now. But there are some things that is going to take time. Some things is going to take some additional people, some additional resources that you may not have, some additional skill sets that you do not possess. So you have to write out the plan. And also, in the process of that plan, God is working behind the scenes, preparing the people, preparing the resources, preparing the tools, preparing everything that you need to bring that thing, whatever it might be, to fruition. So you have to go through the process properly. So you write down the plan. Then you organize the plan, you configure the plan, you try to put things in or take things out. You do that. And then you work the plan. You have to work the plan. Faith without works is dead. If you believe that whatever it is that God is planning for you to do is something that you're supposed to be doing, you're supposed to have the utmost faith that God is going to allow this thing to come to fruition. You have to have faith, because a lot of these ideas that we get, and I can honestly speak for myself, some of these ideas, I'm like, God, first of all, what? Like, where did that come from? I don't even possess those skill sets. I never even imagine myself in that arena, that part of that being a part of my life. So if you are in tune with the Holy Spirit, you are in tune with God, God is going to drop some things on you that you probably had no clue that they were going to happen, or they were going to be a part of your life. Look at Moses. Moses wasn't thinking about leading the people out of Israel, but God used him. So you have to be in the position and be ready for God to use you at his own discretion, however he decides to use you. So you have to have faith. You have to have a plan. You have to be in a mindset of God using you the way he sees fit. And you have to do that. That comes with every decision that we make in life, no matter if it's buying a house, if it's moving to a new city, if it's going to a new church, if it's moving on in your life to do something, if you're making a career choice, whatever it is, you have to have a plan. Now, let me just say this. Don't overthink the plan. Do not overthink overthink the plan at all. Sometimes we literally, I know I do, overthink a lot of things. God is saying, listen, all I'm telling you to do right now is to write the plan down and try to configure the plan with my help to configure the plan to see what's important, with some things that can wait, some things that, you could work on at the same time by multitasking, whatever it may be. You have to allow God to guide you throughout that process. So don't overthink it. Let God do, don't try to do God's part. Let God do his part. God gave you the vision for it. He has everything mapped out in his beautiful mind, in his beautiful thought process for us. We're trying to figure it all out. God's like, no, no, no. Those pieces right there you're trying to figure out, those belong to me. This is all I want you to focus on right now. Do the parts that I told you to do. Okay, you got the plan written down, you configured the plan. Now here's some little pieces to start the process of the plan. Do these things. I got you. I'll give you the tools to get it done. Don't be afraid to leap out on faith. There's going to be some things that you're going to be unsure of. There's going to be some moments where, some things may not work out the way you thought they were supposed to work out, but it's all a part of the process. So with decision making, you have to have God in mind at all times. Don't ever get to a point in your decision making where you're like, okay, God, I got it from here. Thank you. Thank you for guiding me the way. I appreciate it. That's just like getting in your car and turning on the GPS. And then you be like, okay, I know where I'm going now. And then you turn the GPS off, and then you just go into a destination that you've never been to before. Now, if it's a place that you've been before, that's different. But if you're going to a place that you've never been before and you turn your GPS off, guess what? You're going to get lost. It's the same exact thing when you allow God to guide your life, and you just like, all right, God, I got it from here. He's like, oh, okay. I'll be right here when you figure out, and you realize that you can't do this without me. So have God at the forefront of your mind at all times when you are doing decision making. So you write out the plan, you configure the plan, and then you put the plan to work with God's help. Okay? You do not go through life thinking that you can do all of this stuff by yourself, that you can execute these plans by yourself. Now, there are some moments where you have to withdraw from people, and you have to withdraw from the things like you like to do, like watching TV or just going out to eat all the time. There's going to be moments where you're going to have to spend time. It's just you and God, getting things done, figuring things out, deciding what the next steps are. Listen, having fun and enjoying life, that's always going to be there. Always. Because we live in a society where entertainment is like the thing. But in those intricate moments, those intimate moments with God, where you're supposed to be sitting down and planning, you take the time and plan. You take the time and you talk to God. Lord, what do you want me to say? What do you want me to do? How do you want me to move? When do you want me to do it? Who do you want me to bring into this arena in order to get it done? You have to have God in mind when you are doing decision making. So y'all, that's all I have for you today. I thank you and I appreciate you for listening, and I appreciate you for being here, and I pray that y'all will enjoy the rest of your day. I love y'all. Talk to you soon. Bye.